So here's the part 2 for the 10 deadly TL or team lead interview questions. Now, if you haven't watched the first part, you can check the description for the link. And if this is a video for you, stick around. Hi mga Kapuyaters! Welcome back to my channel. My name is Von, ang kaagapan nyo sa Puyatan. Again, this is the part 2 for the 10 deadly team leader interview questions. So if you haven't watched the first part, which are actually a go-forward questions, or meaning the potential scenarios that will happen in the future, check out the description field. So these questions that I'll be discussing right now are leaning backward questions, meaning the answer should be coming from your own experience. So if I'll give an example, it's not definite that you can actually use it unless we have the same experience, then by all means. Now, all you need to do is just get it from your experience, then check out my video about STAR structure and STAR or PrEP structure, and that should guide you on how to actually construct your answer and ace the interview. Alright? Now again, if you're new to my channel, please don't forget to subscribe, tap that bell notification so you'll get notified in case I have future videos such as like this. Now if there's anybody who you feel needs this video, please don't hesitate to share. Now before we proceed to our 6th question, if there's anybody who's actually an agent right now, please comment on what type of leader or TL you have currently. And if you're a TL currently, please let me know what your thoughts are and give or share your idea to our aspiring team leaders. Would really appreciate it. Cool? Awesome. Alright, let's proceed to our 6th question. This is going to be on fire. Tell me about a time that you had to disagree with your boss. In this question, the interviewer is checking as to how you actually manage a conflict resolution to your immediate supervisor or manager. This way, they'll be able to gauge that regardless if you have differences with your boss or downlines, you can still manage to meet halfway and come up with an agreement. So here's an example of how you can actually answer it. Again, use STAR. Situation, task, action, and result. Check out the link on how to do it. A couple of times that I had an issue with my boss in terms of our idea and opinion, but specifically when I was leading the engagement, he's saying that I'm too perfectionist and OC with what I want. So I have specific details that I really wanted to happen, and there are things that he's in agreement with it. So what I did is ask him to trust me because I'm very visionary. So I'm very stubborn with my vision, and if I already picture out what should be the outcome by hook or by crook, I'll figure ways to ensure it will happen. So I showed him that I can make things happen by executing the things in the outlined plan through and through. I checked and asked specifically for the people that I really want to work with to ensure that I'll be able to deliver. And as a result, we had a great event. And he already knew that if I have a goal, just give it to me. I'll make sure that it will happen. Right? Again, you don't have to use the same experience. If you have anything, just use it. Cool? 7th question for aspiring TL. Tell me about a time that you need to let go of a friend. For aspiring TL who's transferring to a different company, tell me about a time that you need to fire a friend. In this question, the employer or the interviewer is checking how will you manage your emotion and attachment to anyone close to you within the workplace? Because remember, yes, we can be close, but you need to stick with your role and what you're supposed to do. All right, so here's an example of how you can answer it. Yes, definitely. There was a time wherein I had a friend, we're really close, but I disagree with his ways of doing work because it is a potential fraud, and that's not my principle. So I've talked to him a couple of times and give unsolicited advice. I even reached out to my TL for him to be coached, but nothing happened. So since I really don't want to be in a circle of friends that does not positively influence me, I need to end our friendship. And I think that doesn't really mean that you're harsh. It does mean that if he values you as a friend, then he'll change for better. If not, that means to say your relationship or friendship doesn't really matter to him. So it's worth letting go. All right? Again, just use your own experience and use the star pattern to answer this question. Cool? Perfect. 8 questions. Tell me about a time that you had to make the hardest decision. So, in this question, the interviewer or the employer is checking as to how you can stand and make a decision in the most difficult time. Because remember, in the BPO or call center world, making that quick and sound judgment is really important because our environment is really dynamic. So it is essential for them to know if you can do it. So here's an example of how you can answer it. Yes, there was once wherein I was the leader of the team and we were trying to accomplish a certain project. However, there is one member who's actually not really executing what his task was. Now, it conflicts with the vibe of the group. As the leader, I need to make the decision to totally eliminate him from the group after talking to him a couple of times. That way, I'll be able to preserve the spirit of the team in making sure that we'll be able to accomplish the project that we have. As a result, we were able to do it on time, and our boss was really happy about it. It might be a harsh decision, but that's just an example. You can use your own experience, okay? Again, remember, star pattern. It's in the description field. Check it out. 9th question. Tell me about a time that you had a conflict or issue with your coworker. In this question, the employer or the interviewer is checking again, if not your boss, how do you deal with the conflict on your level or your downlines if ever you'll get hired as a TL? Because again, regardless of a diverse background in a workplace, you need to be able to exude conflict resolution with respect and professionalism. So here's an example of how you can answer it. Yes, definitely a couple of times that I had an issue with my co-team members or teammate, mainly because we have different principle in executing our tasks, and also I'm very competitive, so at times they'll take it negatively. So what I did, I reached out to my TL and asked for a sit-down discussion with my coworker and discussed to him where I'm coming from and try to understand him as well, or his side, as to where he's coming from, as to why we have this issue. As a result, we were able to make a compromise and we had a harmonious relationship because we already understand each other better. Again, you don't have to follow it. It's up to your experience. Okay? All right, last question for the 10 deadly TL interview questions. How do you manage stress among team members? So in this question, the interviewer or the employer is actually checking as to how you deal when the team or your group has a high stress level. It is important for someone to be part of the team and lead in ensuring that regardless of the pressure, the team will still have a high spirit. And that's based on the influence of a leader. So here's how you can answer it. Yeah, especially in the BPO industry, there's definitely a lot of stress. So normally what I'm actually doing, since I have like a dual personality, I can be your friend, I can be funny, but at the same time too serious. So when I'm given a task, I'm really serious about it. And sometimes I shut down everything and I won't be able to actually hear anything around me. But when I know that everything is in chaos, normally I crack a joke or tell them that it's gonna be okay. We can finish this and we can take this as light as possible. So it's a matter of balancing fun while being serious about accomplishing what needs to be accomplished. Again, it's based on your own personality. So no matter how you deal with stress among your team members, use your own experiences, use the star pattern, and you should be good to go. Alrighty, that's pretty much it for the part two of the 10 deadly team leader interview questions. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to comment below. Again, before I go, if you're tired, take a break, but never quit. See you again mga kapuyaters next time.